Imagination is the portal of spirit. So remember that. That's an important take. How we perceive the imagination. So the imagination is the portal to spirit. The experience of channeling is so you've got your visual, your auditory, the heartfelt, and the feeling, touch, taste, smell, whatever else, like a sense of knowing. And every one of us has our strengths. We all have our own different ways, different approaches, different experiences. So everyone thinks differently, everyone feels differently, experiences differently. And there's so much out there that you can channel. There's an infinite possibility of what there is actually out there in this existence. So it's not just simply about angels or spirit guides, other people. There's such rich variety. We're connecting with a giant living entity, the universe. And to do this, let's read in this. The process of tuning in. Okay, so how to do it? Close your eyes, imagine that you're surrounded in light, like a sphere of light, and you actually see yourself, like in the mind's eye, or you could do it like a knowing, feel it. So experience imagining that you're surrounded in light. Now imagine the light's coming down from the top of your head, and actually feel it. So feel the light coming in from the top of your head and filling you up. So immerse yourself in that, imagining as that's happening. Your whole body has been filled with light. You're surrounded in light. And so in this place, you're pretty much entering into the zone when you fill your whole body with this light. You see your whole body with light. You're surrounded in light. And so you're just experiencing what that is. And this is the zone. Now this is where we can start to ask questions. This is part of the channeling, connecting to spirit. This is where we then ask questions. And so in this zone place, a simple question, for example, like what's the most important thing for me to know? So you throw that question out into the zone where you're there, experiencing, and it will start to speak back to you. So this is another analogy I like to use. It's imagine you're taking your dog, or you've got a dog. Imagine you're taking a dog for a walk, and you take the dog to a field, and you take the dog off the lead and let him just run around. And what you're doing is that you're observing. And so this is this is what's happening when you're in the zone and you ask questions. You're observing, so you're being passive. There's a passive experience in that environment, and this it's like a living being. This is a place where it's we're interacting like with an intelligent living being, and it's responding. So as we're asking questions, so you ask, what's the most important thing for me to know? Why am I doing what I'm doing? Or whatever question you feel like asking. This is very similar to Carl Jung's active imagination. So if you're ever interested in Carl Jung's Red Book, for example, he did this Red Book where he journeyed in his imagination. It's called active imagination, and he drew pictures and did calligraphy, and it was like a journeying that he did. There's also a brilliant video by a girl called Becca Tanas. It's called The Red Book and the Red Book, and it's a connection between Carl Jung's Red Book and J.R. Tolkien's Red Book. And you start to see a connection. There's something going on. There's a relationship that's happening in this environment. So it's speaking back to you. So this is the place of connecting with spirit, and it's like being in a foreign country. So there's a type of language So it comes through in symbols, metaphors. It can sometimes be literal, and it communicates in a rich variety of different ways. So through through doing this, through practicing this, you begin to pick up on this language, and it's just like being in a foreign country, where at first you go in the foreign country, it just sounds like gibberish. Eventually you start to make sense. You go, oh, okay, I start to understand what's going on. And so the more time you spend doing this, you learn the language of the imagination. So you immerse yourself in this environment, and it's incredibly rich. Let's see where we are. Yes, so we all have our own. This is like different techniques, different ways of how to actually enter this zone. So you'll learn it. You'll learn your way. You'll just be intuitive about it. So my way, I saw people. For example, if I wanted to tune into someone, I actually tune into you. I would imagine you as a house, and I would imagine myself knocking on the door. You would answer the door, and you'd invite me in. So you would ask me questions. So this is when I'm doing a reading of someone else. So you ask me questions, and then I would start to be taken around the house by something, and there'd be something happening. My wife, she imagines a fruit bowl, and there's questions that she throws at the fruit bowl, and something happens in this fruit bowl. So there are different ways of approaching this. So you'll have your style of how you enter the zone. You could imagine like a stage, for example, like a theatre stage, and stuff starts happening. And so remember, this is about interacting. You're asking questions, and you're observing. You're being present to what's coming back. It's just like Carl Jung's active imagination, and you're interacting with this living entity. It's your imagination. Although I call it the imagination, it's not really mine. That's my perception, that's my take on it. I see it as like a sea, so it's like swimming in the sea. I enter the sea, I don't enter my sea. And so you start swimming around, and you explore, you go deeper and deeper and deeper, find greater richness. Let's see, what else have I put here? Record what you put, so write it down. So when you are doing this, and you start seeing all this like strange symbols. So for example, the very first time I started doing this, I remember seeing a tiger, and it went underground, and it ate a heart, and then it became something else. And I saw the face of 1,000 faces, and so much was going on. So I was writing it down. We then bought an MP3 player, and you just verbally record it, and you can do that on your phone. So just record, just speak back what you're experiencing, and then you'll be able to listen back and pay attention to the interesting symbols, the interesting metaphors that's coming through. It's communicating to you. This is the connection to spirit. So you can connect to so much. So you can connect. This is what I do when I'm tuning into someone else. This is the process. Whether I'm tuning to someone else or myself, or a plant, or anything. If I want to tune into Akashic records, absolutely anything. This is simply my take, my process that I'm sharing with you. Everyone has their own different take, different way. Now, if this resonates with you, then that's brilliant. Another important thing to do is clearing. Now, I mentioned about surrounding yourself in light. That's the protection. So it's like you're protecting yourself from energies from coming in. So it's like the sphere of light. Clearing, it's very much the same sort of process I like to do with the light coming in from the top of your head, filling your body up with light. And that's clearing out all the negative kind of energies that that just simply get in the way, that make you ill. Because when you're tuning into different people, different things, different entities, whatever, it's like a piece of their energy. It comes into you, into your essence. So clear that out. So yes, that's how to channel this. That's my take on that. Yeah, so please put a thumbs up, a like, and if you want more of this similar to kind of information, subscribe. And thank you very much.